Video's not starting. All right. Oh, you turned it off. All right, we're good to go. So we had a little bit of a glitch there getting started. So it is Monday. It is 1 o'clock, and it's time for the Monday message. Time to chat. Man, there are so many positive things going on right now. So many things that have me just crazy fired up. Crazy fired up about what's going on. We have new agents hitting the field. We have new agents hitting the field and hitting high levels of production very, very early on. We have a new WIT this weekend. Just this weekend, we had a bunch of new WIT business come in. We got Gada Ostra up there in Pittsburgh getting her first apps in. We got Melinda Norvell getting her first apps in. It's just it's happening all over. So many things to be fired up about. On Friday, we had a call with the top 4 from my base shop and the top 4 from Ed Soto's base shop, all on a Zoom with Andy. And just hearing what Andy was saying about our team, it was just so awesome to be in the moment going, that's Andy talking about our top people. We are making big, big things happen. We just got news this morning as far as the agency manager extreme bonus pool. Our base shop had a massive week this week. I know Soto's been adding to the numbers. We are, as one team, we are leading the charge in the growth in the alliance. In fact, here's how crazy it is. If you take our February issue paid number, you take the February issue paid number that we did as a whole, we over doubled that in July. Isn't that crazy? We over doubled it in July. And here's the craziest thing. Today is the last day of August, and we've already beat July. So when the final numbers come out, I can't wait to see what the final shakedown is. This is crazy. People are hitting their goals. Big, big things are happening all over. And I got to tell you, September is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I know Soto's been talking with his folks. I know I've been talking with my folks on our base shop Zoom on Friday. We have some big, big, big numbers for September that we are going to run down and knock out of the park. The Dial Jam this morning was off to a great start, seeing so many people on there, just absolutely exciting. And we're going to be back at 2:30. So 2:30 sharp, let's get back on the Dial Jam. Evan Patzer, using the same link that I posted for this morning's Dial Jam. Evan Patzer will be on there leading the way as will many of our other leaders. So come join us there. All right, I think that's all the some other informational things. So there are other new lead sources available. So if you're needing new leads, if you're needing more leads, ask about Mail Pro, ask about Lead Driller, ask about Happy Agent. If you don't have a GMR, let's get you a GMR. But we just want to throw gas on the fire however we can. And that's just the massive stuff we're seeing. It's got me so fired up. And here's what's crazy. I'm looking at the numbers for this week, and I'm going, there's so much more that doesn't show up on the report, which is why I always say, please send in your production. Send it in through your key leader. If you're on Soto's team, send it up through Soto. But get us your production in. We want to get you recognized on the Monday message. So let's start with all producers over 1,000. We'll start with Anthony Ford, $1,026.48. Greg Sutton, $1,098. Aaron Freelane, $1,234.92. Mimi Ramiro, $1,291.08. Joseph Mitchell Jr., $1,399.92. Doug Schaefer, $1,702.32. Max Thompson, $1,745.64. Noel Wilson, $1,817.40. Bailey Wright, $1,957.56. Michael Barber, $1,989.12. Michael Wilson, $2,100. Austin Heater, $2,728.56. Diana Castile, $3,239.80. Sue Amin, $3,347.55. Chris Callis, $3,475.57. Rogers and Kim Straughter, $4,067.88. Latasha Patterson, $4,858.68. Evan Patzer, $5,558.76. Carl Tia Oaks, $5,608.80. Sabrina Floyd, $6,305.52. Jeremico Edwards, $6,873.96. Brandon and Ashley Beal, $8,400. Mark and Shannon Hutchison, $11,571.72. Billy and Ada Crane, $15,759.60. And number one for the week last week, Gustavo and Mercedes Tehran, $16,224.60. Way to go, Gustavo and Mercedes. All right, let's go to recruiting. Completed fast tracks, all with one direct completed fast track. You've got Theodore Griffin, Chris Callis, Ricky Boyles, LeSure Rawlinson, Billy and Ada Crane, Evan Patzer, Randy Schroeder, Austin Heater, Diana Castile, Brittany Carmichael, and Mark and Shannon Hutchison, with 3 direct completed fast tracks. My base shop with number one with 6 direct completed fast tracks, Brandon and Ashley Beal. Way to go, guys. Enrolled in licensing, all with 1 direct enrollee in licensing. You got Cheryl Hoffman, Brandon and Ashley Beal, and Evan Patster. And leading the way with enrollees in licensing in my base shop here at the office, 9 direct enrollees in licensing. Contracting, the new agents with contracts. You got Evan Patzer, Jessica Turner, and Diana Castile, all with 1 direct completed contract. In second place with 2, Brandon and Ashley Beal, 2 direct completed contracts. And leading the way, again, my base shop with 5 direct completed contracts. It's happening all over, guys. It is happening all over. All right, super fired up. I want to get some guests on, and then I'm going to share the message. That this week's message is how to create a breakthrough. If you're needing, wanting, hoping for a breakthrough, the good news is that you can absolutely manufacture a breakthrough. Breakthroughs can be created. Breakthroughs are created. And so what I'm going to talk about is the things that you got to do to create a breakthrough. Because here's where we're at. We're coming up on the 4th quarter. We've got the 4 biggest months of the year ahead of us: September, October, November, December. I'm telling you, I've been doing this 20 years. Massive, massive, massive things happen in September, October, November, December. Records always go down in September, October, and November. You can ask Billy Crane. He started in September, the year he started, and won the Paris trip after starting in September. Massive stuff happens in September. And so that's why I want to talk about creating that breakthrough. Let's make this 4 months the breakthrough of all breakthroughs for you and your team and your family. But we've got to move. We've got to move. September starts tomorrow. Actually, September starts in a few short hours. It's time to go. So I'm going to talk about how to create breakthroughs. But first, I want to get some guests on. First, let's get on Gustavo and Mercedes Tehran. I'm so proud of this couple. I wish we had time today to share every detail of the fight they fought last year. They fought a crazy fight last year. They pushed through obstacles that would make most people just roll over and quit. They are fighters, and they've been working hard, making changes, and now a massive breakthrough week. So Gustavo and Mercedes, can y'all turn your camera on and turn your audio on, and let's get you guys sharing just some of the good stuff. What are you fired up about? What are you excited about? $16,000 in personal production. I'm just absolutely fired. I'm proud of you guys. So I'm gonna turn it over to you guys for a minute.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, brother. I don't know if we can see you though.
The camera is on.
Okay. I can't see
I
it on
see
my end, but that
myself.
doesn't mean it's not there. So
Yes.
light us
Hey,
up, bro.
Everything good here. For those who don't know us, Gustavo and
Mercedes, like the car.
Yes, I see that you're working there. Something. It's amazing. It's amazing to know that our kids start to helping us with the technology. You're getting old, bro. So sorry to tell you this. Well, hopefully you guys are listening to me. I've been in the Alliance for 5 years. I think our story cut in 2 parts. I'm going to say the basic first part. Originally, we are both from Venezuela. I'm a lawyer. I graduated when I was 22 years old. And that's not a record in Venezuela. It was young, but it wasn't like crazy young. And then at 27, I thought I made it. Political changes make me come over here. I didn't have the immigration that most people has the problem because I was married to a American lady uh, before administration, and well, the problem that I had was to adapt to the new reality. The new reality was I was an immigrant. I needed to start all over again, and then it was complicated to come from a good level of everything to start all over again. I can remember that one of my first job was in a furniture store, but not a good one, really crappy one of those that rent to own companies. And the manager, a Puerto Rican guy, I love Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans, not this guy. He realized that I was a lawyer, stupidity on my side. And when I came in to work, he said, Dr. Teran, please, I need some coffee. And Dr. Teran, please. I was complicated at the time. Now I laugh, but at the time it was like, a big thing. I got into insurance because I want to start what I know now is a 529 for my son. And then I got involved in insurance. And then the thing is that I started to sell international back to Venezuela. And then it got really crappy in 2015. So I started to do stuff. I was looking to do stuff here in the country. And I had a phone call from one of the student recruiters, Ryan Kribulka. And then he told me basically the reality that the biggest challenge that we face as a salespeople is the prospecting. And he told me that he had that fixed for me because he had leads. And I say, okay, let me check those leads. Then, I checked the leads. I went to a meeting, and the guy who was showing the plan was Andy Albright. And from there, I started the alliance, never looked back, and push. And it was a roller coaster, a great roller coaster. It was very, 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 a lot of good feelings. But then the roller coaster started, and I'm going to let her, with her perfect English, she's studying in Oxford. So if you think I have a broken accent, wait a second. My beautiful wife, she speaks and looks like Sofia Vergara in the first season of The Modern Family. With you, Mercedes.
When I met Gustavo, he was already in the Alliance. And I had, in my country, I had banking experience. And at this time, I used to be a banker in Bank of America. And I met Gustavo, and he was so excited about the Alliance and blah, 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 blah. And for me, at this time, the Alliance wasn't a real job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and 2017, Bank of America let me
Go.
let go. It happened July 2018. Talk with Gustavo, no worries, we can fix it, whatever. And I spent since July on December doing work for him, start, meeting, knowing about the Alliance. In January 2019, that happened last year, not many years ago, just last year. In January, I say, Gustavo, I want to start selling. He said, okay, cool. He got the English lead, and of course the Spanish leads. And that happened on January, February, March. I sold a couple of policies, no more than 5. And on April, the doctor found a brain tumor in Gustavo's head. And that is when Stephen asking about the things that we had in this company with the Alliance, definitely for me, begin in the April 2019. Gustavo had a surgery on April, and at this time, can you imagine he had spent since July until April, no many, zero savings, because of course, it's just he was working. and I almost don't tell anything. And he had this kind of situation, the illness. I need a job, and that is very important to me. To say, I need a job with. I need pay my bills, take time to care about my husband, many appointments, physical therapies, radiotherapies, and many things. Like I say, at the same time, pay bills. That was pretty hard, especially because, as you can see, I don't speak English.
Yeah, I would like to talk about the Jane Albright.
Oh yeah, that is a good thing. The Stephen Davies talk.
Mhm.
We received a lot of support with the Alliance, a lot. Stephen and Holly, of course, Andy Albright, and for me, special, my special thanks for Jane Albright. She was amazing, and many people besides the Alliance,
Yeah,
for a lot of people too. They help us, and that is why we are doing the thing. The last year we missed Alaska for
5,000 points. With everything in the middle. And at the time, it was complicated because we didn't have time for her to learn how to make the phone calls. We need to see clients right away. But at the time, I couldn't read because the numbers move around like the letters. So I realized that if I closed one eye, I could read a couple of numbers. So what we did was I was making the phone calls, setting the appointments, and she was seeing the people. At the time, I mean, she said, what if I don't understand them? I said, just put them in a speakerphone and then I will talk to them. And that's basically what we did for a while until she started not needing me to close the business. And then, well, she got really good. And then we start to do this thing and we start to pour some gas on the fire. And then a couple of weeks has passed that she doesn't call me. And then she called me and she said, I sold $5,000. Say, shouldn't you be calling me, baby? Well, yeah, but I knew that we need, and then this and that. And I mean, she'll get better and all the time. That of course she got my bad accent, and I got her bad accent. But definitely, yes, what you said, Stephen. I have to say that without.
Keep going.
You talk.
It's very sensitive now. At the end of the day, because I'm pretty sure that we don't have time, we have no reason.
Yeah, without the support, without the support of you guys, Stephen, Holly, Robbie Kraft, and I mean, friends, of course, in a work relationship. I cannot.
Okay.
Okay.
Say bye.
You finish.
Thank you, Stephen, for this opportunity. I think that when people see us, they in his back of head,
In the back of the head.
in the back of the head, they can say, definitely, I don't have a problem. I can do this.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so proud of you guys and breaking through this week to 16,000 in business that you wrote this week, Mercedes. I'm just like, when Holly started updating me on the massive week y'all were having, I can't tell you how excited I was. And I'd be texting Holly, did they send any more apps yet? Did they send any more apps yet? Just watching the build of this 16,000, because, being in that fight with y'all, it's still, I don't know everything that you went through, but I'm just so proud of the fight and the grit that you guys had. I mean, just to think about how suddenly you're thrown into this. Now Mercedes has to be the one that goes and does the sales. Man, I know it had to be scary. I know it had to be frightening. But that's why I'm so proud of the two of you guys. You guys are fighters and leaders, and we're just getting started. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. We're gonna start seeing $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 coming through your organization in no time. So proud of you guys. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. That was awesome, guys. You've heard me say stuff about them, and I know many of you in my personal conversations with you, you've heard me say something about them and how proud I am of them. That's why. That's the story behind what they've had to do. And now we're on the other side, and we're going to watch the victory, and it's going to be awesome. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Can't wait to chat with you guys later. All right. Next, let's go to Mr. Billy Crane. He continues to lead the way. On the dial jam this morning, I sent our obligatory texts yesterday. You gonna be on the dial jam? You good to go at 9 a.m.? Yep. I mean, it's just steady Eddie, man. Another massive week, 18 apps for $15,759.60. But there's two things I want Billy to share with you. One, his mentality is at a whole other level. How many people do you know would issue pay $50,000 with their own pen in 1 month and be disappointed? That's how big Billy's dreams are right now. That's how big him and Ada's dreams are. But now it's not just him. He's seeing the duplication take over. So, Billy, come on, man. Share some of the magic going on in your world. And then I want you absolutely to introduce us to Sheena Flowers, who is off to an absolute tear. She's one of those new people I'm talking about that's off to an absolute tear. Billy?
Stephen, as always, thank you for the opportunity. Just excited. I can't even stress it enough how excited I am. And I guess let's just start here. I always want to give thanks to my wife. I may be the face of this thing, but she's working in the background, guys, so y'all know. And when you see her, like, just say thank you, because you may not know what she's doing behind the scenes, but she's allowing us to have this growth that we're having in our business. So I can't say thank you enough to her.
I saw her in the background there too.
Yeah,
Hey, Ada.
She right here. She
Hey,
said,
Steven.
hey,
Hey,
Ada.
everybody.
She works she's just doing a ton to help that weekend. So I will say this. So what she's doing, and you talked about it all the time, Stephen. You said when you went on your $1 million run, you made however much you made, but you would probably put it all back into the business, everything except for the basis of the house bills. And that's what Ada's doing. Ada is working behind the scenes to allow me to take everything that we're making and dump it right back into the business. And I don't know if you guys really understand how important that is. You guys want to keep your expenses very low, so that way all the money that you're making, you can invest it back into this machine called the Alliance. Because when you do it, you'll get success on a level that you don't even know of. It won't happen like immediately, but if you just have some delayed gratification, I promise you what's going to come at the end is going to be bigger than you can even, I'm not going to say that you can imagine, because I hope you're imagining it. So that's the first tip. But you're right, Steven. So we did 50,000 last month. Definitely an exciting time, but at the same time, still very pissed. I mean, the goal is at the end of the day is 70,000 a month. Like 120 contract is available to me. So why would I not go get it? Like, why would I not go push hard to go out there and max out this super PAC? Again, I said it before, I'm acting in a way that this super PAC is going to go away. Like, what if it goes away next month? I would be pissed because I had an opportunity to go get 120 and I didn't do everything I could to go get it. So that's why my mentality is at where it's at, because I already know once I cross that line and I get the 120, not only is it going to help me and my family, but it's going to be so many other people that I'm going to be able to help in the process. Like, hopefully I can inspire somebody else to go get it. And then at the same token, I'm going to be able to help invest in other people so that they can get going and get moving. So my mindset right now is like all or nothing. Like, I am all in. Like, I know this year the theme is driven, but I feel like I'm in last year's theme where it's like all in, because I'm all in and I'm definitely driven, but I am all in. And it's just exciting to feel this way, because when you can go to sleep at night tired, but you know that you left it all on the field, like, you sleep great. Like, when you don't have to second guess yourself, like, man, I could have did more. Like, no, when you go lay down and you did everything that you know you wanted to do, or you feel like you got the majority of it done, you sleep better, you get up with a renewed energy to ready to attack the next day because you got a checklist of things to do. And that's just where my mind is right now. Like, I sleep great every night. I'm sleeping less, though, because I'm pushing. right? 6 a.m., 7 a.m., no later. I mean, kids got to go back to school. So it's like I'm up, I'm doing business things, and I'm up until 10, 11 at night just finishing up business things because at this pace, I know where I want to go, and partner is where we're going. So all that being the case, I think the most exciting part is when you see other people come aboard and they follow your trail. If you guys didn't watch Andy's call on Wednesday about the TWC, the first thing he said in training was to demonstrate. And that's what my example is doing, but it feels so good when you see somebody come behind you and they picking up like right behind you. I mean, like the whole driven, that whole tail car behind you, that's what Sheena's done. So Sheena Flowers is who I want to introduce everybody to. She's been with us maybe about 2.5 weeks at this point. And so far she's issued she submitted about $14,000 in premium in her first 2 weeks in the business. I mean, I didn't do that when I started. I mean, that's just, I ain't gonna say it's crazy, but it's what's gonna be happening coming up. So Sheena, I want to turn it over to you. She's a single mother, has one daughter, incredible young lady, beautiful spirit. She's a fighter. So I'm just excited to see what she's doing and what she's gonna keep doing. So I want to introduce you guys to Sheena. I'm gonna kind of turn it over to you. Kind of let us know, what's on your heart, what's on your mind, how do you feel, why are you so excited? And yeah, give us Davies Nation who Sheena is.
Hi, everybody. Sheena. I don't even really know where to begin. I'm just like so excited and nervous all at the same time, you could say. But about 6 years ago, my life changed. Had my daughter, died shortly after giving birth to her. It took like a team of 24 people to bring me back. And like that really changed my life for the better, but life just didn't happen from there. I lost my parents in 2016, my father. In 2018, I lost my mother. And I just look at like how you shouldn't take life for granted. I definitely don't take life for granted. Like I look at being a part of the Alliance as, my second chance to like really do something that my daughter can be proud of. I've had several other jobs, but this is like so different. This whole new path that I'm on is so amazing. And I owe it all to Kevin Hughes, which has been a great inspiration. Billy and Ada Crane, who just really took me under their wing. And when I tell you, Billy, he really makes you look at this like it's just so easy. But we all go through situations where it's like, if you have a great leader to follow behind, it's like there's so much inspiration for you to be just as driven. And like the energy is crazy. It's like, how do I match Billy's energy as well as prove to myself, like you really can go above and beyond. And my daughter, she's my biggest why. So with that being said, life has really changed. It has really changed in the past 6 years. But I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity. This has really, really been different for me. And everything just happened so fast. I'm really at a loss for words. I just really hope that I can be an inspiration to someone else. These past 2.5 weeks has been definitely busy for me, and I'm just happy to be a part of the team. So thank you.
That's so awesome, Sheena. I can't wait to keep watching your success story unfold. I cannot wait to keep watching it unfold. And that's what I was talking about earlier in the call, where new people are coming on and they're coming on and just tearing it up at this pace. Well, why is that? Because we got leaders like Billy Crane to draft behind. We got people like Hutch. We had him on the call last week, 33 applications in a week. We got this craziness happening all over. We got fighters like Gustavo Mercedes Terran. We got that magic. And so new people are getting caught up in that draft. But Sheena, I'm so proud of you. I cannot wait to watch the rest of your story unfold. 14,000 in the first 2 weeks. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. Just keep drafting behind Billy. Keep following that pace. Keep getting on the dial jams with us. Just get caught up in that draft. I'm telling you, you're one of those next success stories coming up. So it's happening all over. In fact, Sheena, Billy, let's get this set up if possible. I'm hosting the show, The Plan, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time for the whole alliance. So let's get Sheena on that call if at all possible. And Sheena, we'll get you prepped for that.
Okay.
That's just such a magic story coming out the gates. Let me tell you something. If it ever seems, and this is the best piece of advice I can give you right now, if it ever seems harder than it is now, then something's changed. It's as simple as it is now. It's going to continue to be as clear as it is. It's hard work, but as simple and as clear as you're seeing this, and the excitement, keep that excitement. That excitement, I mean, it's real. It's real. It's crazy what you're going to be able to do. If you do 14,000 in your first 2 weeks, I'm telling you, 6 months from now, you're not even going to recognize where you used to be. I'm telling you, that's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Way to go. I look forward to getting to know you too.
Thank you. You as well.
Absolutely. Well, let's get going on our message for this week. How to create breakthroughs. So Sheena has a breakthrough like that, right? Billy Crane has had a major breakthrough over the last 90 days. We had Hutch on the call last week. He had a major breakthrough in June, July, in August, and fighting through challenges. Mercedes Tehran just had a breakthrough in personal production, doing out $16,000 in a week. God, so how do you create a breakthrough? How do you create a breakthrough? Well, here's the good news. The good news is you can absolutely manufacture it. In baseball, they have a phrase called manufacturing runs, right? You can absolutely manufacture a breakthrough. And what I'm going to walk you through is just some simple steps to create a breakthrough. There's 7 of them. Someone feel free to post them on Band, but if you will follow, if you just buy into this, I'm telling you, you can create a breakthrough. I've seen over 20 years, I've seen people create breakthroughs. Last year, we had Ed Soto had breakthrough agency manager, qualified district manager by the next summer event. I mean, just crazy breakthroughs. What creates a breakthrough like that? Well, there's 7 things. First thing you got to do to create a breakthrough, and what we want to think about is September, October, November, December. September, October, November, December. What magic are we going to make over these 4 months? So number one thing is you got to set what they call a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. A goal that scares you. If your goal doesn't scare you, it's too small. A real goal should frighten you. A real goal should keep you up at night. A real goal should just terrify you. Well, why is that? Because that means it's worth doing. Well, what's a goal that doesn't terrify you? To be able to put my shoes on in the morning. If I can put my shoes on in the morning, that's a goal for me that doesn't terrify me. Why? Because I learned to tie my shoes a long time ago. Does that make sense? So guess what? The impact of me tying my shoes, not much. It doesn't change my life. Does that make sense? Or a big, hairy, audacious goal of eating all my vegetables at dinner. That's you see what I'm saying? Like, but we'll set goals that are easy because we want an easy victory. I'm telling you, unless the goal scares you to death, it's not not a real goal. It's a little layup. It's a little low-hanging fruit. If the goal doesn't scare you to death, good goals should terrify you. Good goals should make you feel overwhelmed. Good goals should make you go, I don't know if it's possible, but God, that's the kind of goal I'm talking about. So over the next 4 months, what is that? I was texting and talking with Hutch. Can you write $400,000 from September to December in new business? I know you can. Can you do that in Go Agency Manager? 100%. Billy, I know you can do the same thing. You might even have a bigger, hairy, or audacious goal. I know your goal for September for your team is $150,000 in premium. I love that. I love that. Nothing's more lame to me than a goal that's just 5% more than what someone just did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I love it, man. When you on Fridays, Billy, on Friday when you said 150,000, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And you say, well, what if he doesn't hit it? I don't care. Does that make sense? Because he will be bigger than he would have been had he just said, I'm going to try and do 70 again. I'm going to try and do 52. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna try and do 60, right? By setting a big, scary goal, he's gonna stretch himself. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna love watching that unfold, brother. And I know a lot of people in my base shop have big, hairy, audacious goals for September. So what is that? What is yours? What goal terrifies you? What goal scares you? If your current goal to get accomplished by the end of the year doesn't make you nauseous, let's set a goal worth doing. I mean, let's set a goal worth doing. Let's not set a little penny ante goal. Let's set a goal worth doing. So what is it? Let's get that hammered out today. Why? Because September starts in a few hours. So let's get it hammered out today. What is that big, hairy, audacious goal? And that big, hairy, audacious goal terminology, that's from a Jack Canfield book called The Success Principles, which if you've not read it, highly recommend reading it. Highly recommend you getting your kids to read it. It looks like a big book, but it's not a big book. It's actually 64 little books inside of a book. They're just all bound together. But it's called The Success, probably 64, 66 of them, something like that. But the Success Principles, all short chapters, great read for kids and adults. But that's where I'm borrowing that term from, the big, hairy, audacious goal, the goal that scares you to death. Now, what we've got to do inside of that goal is set up activity goals. Let me explain to you clearly what's been happening with Billy's growth, right? He just had his biggest month ever. How did that happen? Very simple. He set activity goals. He said he was going to book 40 appointments a week minimum. Every Monday, he was going to book 20 appointments minimum. For Tuesday, Wednesday, every Thursday, he's going to book 20 appointments minimum for Friday, Saturday. So inside of his big goal, which is to make $500,000 for starters on his way to going partner. See, inside of that, there's these activity goals that we talked about this last week that demand attention today. So set that big, hairy goal, but tie it to activity. Tie it to activity. I was doing a boot camp. I forget where it was. And a guy asked a question. He says, how much time should I spend dream boarding? And for those of you who don't know what a dream board is, that's where you take pictures of the stuff you want to accomplish and make a board out of it. And my off-the-cuff response was, if you're asking, then probably you're already spending too much time dream building or dream boarding. Why is that? Because that's fun, that's easy, and it feels like work, but it's not. It's playing leadership. Now, is our dream boards, is that stuff important? Yes, that's all part of big, hairy, audacious goals, right? That's part of big, scary goals, but you've got to tie it to an activity component. Otherwise, it's just, here's what it is. It's cotton candy. It'll taste good in the moment. It'll give you a little burst, but it won't sustain you. The big, hairy, audacious goal with an activity component inside of it, that'll work. How do I know? I've seen it. I'm seeing it right now in a lot of people. And it's what's got me so excited about the next 6 months. Holy cow. All right. So number one, set that goal that terrifies you. Set that goal that scares you. Set that goal that you go, God, even if I gave my all, even if I left nothing on the field, I still don't know if I could hit it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Now, number two, shorten the time frame. Shorten the time frame. You want to know why New Year's resolutions don't work? Because it's such a broad time frame. It's such a broad time. Shorten the time frame. You want to know why most people's aspirations or things they want to change about themselves never come to fruition? Because it's always a tomorrow project, a next week, a next month project. Do you want to know how a lot of relationships end? Because positive change is a tomorrow project, a next week project, a next month project. We got plenty of time. You heard Sheena. She said, we don't have time. You heard Billy. He said he's acting as if the super PAC's going to go away. And so, Billy, I'm telling you, it is going away. Now you say, wait a second, did Stephen just reveal something about the alliance? No. I'm wanting Billy to keep running like that. We should all run like that. We should all run like we don't have tomorrow. It's funny when people keep planning to do something next month, they keep putting it off. I'm just going, I didn't know you had the gift. What do you mean the gift? The gift of being able to, foresee and predict the future. Because if you're going to wait till then to do it, you must know what the future holds. None of us do. None of us are promised tomorrow. Shorten the time frame. That's what I'm saying, before the end of the year, not by the end of 2021, not over the course of the next 5 years. Is it important to think out that? Yes. But what I'm talking about is setting a big, scary goal, shorten the time frame. Now till December 31st. It is August 31st. On December 31st, what will you have accomplished? Shorten that time frame. Number three, vital. Set accountability measures. Goals without accountability measures, it's wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking. Well, what's a good accountability measure? Tell your upline. Sheena, here's what I would tell you. Set your big, hairy, scary goal. Tell Billy. Tell Jeremico. Tell me. Tell Andy Albright. Post it on band. Put accountability measures in your life. That's one of the great things about the Dial Jam, which again, we'll be getting started at 2:30 with Evan Patzer. Come join us. It keeps you accountable. Why? Because you've got to show up. There's a great story about Anthony Kiedis, the singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So he had a drug addiction in the past, and he had been clean for a while, but the stress of touring and all that had gotten to him, and he decided he was going to go on a bender. He bought the drugs, got a dog sitter for his dogs, and was pulling out of his driveway to go on his bender when it dawned on him that it was his job that night to put the chairs out at his Narcotics Anonymous meeting. And that little bit of accountability likely saved his life. Isn't it crazy how accountability is such a key thing? What are other accountability means besides telling everybody what you're going to do, besides showing up video on the Dial Jam? What are other accountability measures? Hey, here's another one. Text me. Clock in, clock out. Clock in, clock out. 9 a.m. dialing, smiling and dialing. Clock out at 1. Clock back in at 2:30. 2:30, smiling and dialing again. End of the day. Clock out. Here's my numbers for the day. You mean you will look at that text? 100%. I love people that want to be measured. I don't got time to waste with people that don't want to be measured. I used to try and get people that didn't want to be measured to be measured. I tried to get people that didn't want to be measured to want to be measured. It's a waste of time. People that don't want accountability, you can't make them accountable. That's one of those things people say, I just want you to make me more accountable. I can't make you more accountable until you decide to be more accountable. But winners want to be measured. Winners want to be measured. Just know that. It's a fact about winners. So what accountability measures will you put in place? Number 4, find someone to duplicate. Find someone to duplicate. If you're trying, so Sheena, if your goal is to start writing $70,000 a month, then just duplicate Billy. Just duplicate it. When I came on board, here's what I told Andy. I said, show me who the top producers are. Show me who the top producers are. Because I will copy everything they do. I told him, I said, Andy, just tell me how they hold their mouth. I'll hold my mouth the same way when I talk, whatever it takes. Because if they're doing it, I know I can do it. I just got to copy. I just got to duplicate it. That's all I got to do is just duplicate. All you got to do is duplicate. So find someone to duplicate. How do you find someone to duplicate? Find someone that's got the fruitage. Find someone that has done it. Now, you may not be able to duplicate what they're currently doing because you're not at that part of the journey. I have people say, I'm just trying to duplicate you, Stephen. You can't duplicate me right now because your business is too small. You need to duplicate what I was doing when my business was that small. So find out, ask, and then just duplicate. Just duplicate. Andy Albright took a load of pressure off of me when he said, well, you don't got to be original to be rich. And I said, wait a second, you can be successful without having to come up with all these crazy ideas yourself. He said, well, just find someone that's got the fruitage and duplicate it. That's why people that aren't on purpose with this often bring trouble in their lives. If they grow up in a dysfunctional home, if they don't find someone with the fruitage to duplicate as they become a parent and a spouse down the line, they're just going to duplicate what they saw at home. You have to be purposeful with what you duplicate. So who's got the fruitage? Find someone to duplicate. All right, number 5 goes right along with that. Get coaching. Seek constant coaching. Seek constant coaching. Will you coach me, Stephen? Yes, I will coach you, but I will not coach you until you put in 200 dials. And you say, wait a second. What does that mean? You got to give me a sample worth coaching. People will text me all the time wanting advice for stuff. And it's like, well, unless you get moving, there's nothing I can tell you. Unless you get off your butt and start dialing, what am I supposed to coach, right? Like I can't coach inactivity. I can't steer a parked car. You know what I'm saying? Give me something worth coaching. I'll coach you. Your upline will coach you. And you say, well, my upline won't coach me. Are you giving them a sample worth coaching? If you are and they're not, let me know. I'll make sure you get some coaching. Because if you're putting in the activity, if you're jumping on the dial jams on Monday and Thursday and putting in the activity, we will get you coached. We will get coaching for you. So 5, get coaching. Number 6, this is a tough one. The last 2 are the toughest 2, right? The first one, once you get over the fear and commit to it, it's better. The second one, simple. Third one, yeah, it can be tough, seeking accountability. 4th, finding someone to duplicate, that takes humility. Getting coaching, that takes humility. 6 is tough, but it's vital. Speak what you want. Most people's lives are a disaster because they speak what they don't want. What are the top 2 things on the minds of most people in this world right now? What's not right and who do I blame? Who do I blame? What do winners think? What do I want? How do I get it? What do I want? How do I get it? It's the success coin. It's the Andy Albright success coin. What do I want? How do I get it? So this is one of those, what do I want? How do I get it? Speak it in the positive present tense. So you go all the way back to number 1. You take that goal and you speak it in the positive present tense. So a good example would be when Billy joined us that September and won Paris. Here would be an example. I am looking forward to traveling to Paris with Ada. I am fired up to have qualified for the Paris trip. And you say, but he hadn't at that point. I know. Here's how the mind works. The mind works to close the gap between what you're speaking and what currently is. That's how your mind works. Your mind is the subconscious part of your mind is constantly churning to close the gap between what you're speaking and what currently is. That's why most people, and I go back to how I started this point, that's how most people bring so much dysfunction into their life, because they spend all their time speaking on what they don't want. They spend all their time speaking on what they don't want, what they fear, what they hate. And what the subconscious does is works to close the gap between what we're speaking and what is. And so they bring dysfunction into their lives. It's the same thing. We're just flipping it. We're just using it the right way. Speak what you want in the positive presence. If you want to see me tell someone, like, I do it all the time, people, stop it. Stop speaking what you don't want. Start speaking what you do want. What do you want? What does it look like? Speak it in the positive present. You take that number 1 step, setting that goal, and start speaking it in the positive present. I'm so fired up. I'm fired up to be on stage at National Convention getting the Rolex. I am so fired up. I can't believe I wrote $400,000 over 4 months in premium. I am so fired up to be putting my agency manager ring on at National Convention. Speak it in the positive present. The same thing works with every other part of your life. You want to lose weight? Start speaking in the positive present. Start speaking it. Start speaking it, weighing yourself. Say every morning, I feel great weighing whatever it is you want to weigh, right? I feel great weighing 178, whatever it is. Your mind will work to close the gap. You'll find yourself making better choices without having to work so hard at making the better choices, because that's how that's how our brains work. And you say, well, I'm scared to speak it in the positive present. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to get over it. Get over it. Start speaking the positive. It will feel weird. I know. Why? Because I've done it and I do it. But you got to get over it. Just keep speaking it in the positive present, and you'll relapse. You'll come back to speaking about what you don't want. Why? Because you'll end up out there around someone that just speaks about what they don't want all the time. But just come back to it. Start speaking in the positive present. All right. Number 7, and this is why I said the last 2 are the hardest. Number 6 takes constant maintenance. Number 7, this is the differentiator. This is what separates people that win big in happiness, fulfillment, business. That this is what separates people with happy marriages, with great friendships with their children when they're no longer in charge. When the parents are no longer in charge. Some people put their children in charge, and well, that leads to more dysfunctional children, and dysfunctional parents. But people that win big at those things. Do you know what I'm saying? That ideal married couple you look at, that ideal business person you look at, that ideal that those people, here's the difference. They finish strong. So number 7 is pay the whole price. The number 1 danger, Sheena, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling everybody, I'm I'm telling Melinda, I'm telling Gata, I'm telling everyone, the number one danger, once we do number one, once we start putting these other things in place, is to start negotiating. The reason Billy has sustained this run, the reason Hutch, despite, you know, all the challenges he went through in August, is sustaining the run he's on, it's real simple. They didn't start negotiating the price. You see, when you start negotiating the price, you are setting yourself up for failure. When you start negotiating the price, that's when, instead of Billy going, I got to be on the dial jam every Monday, every Thursday, 9 a.m., leads in hand, hammer down, let's go. That's when he starts going, but, you know, I could probably start dialing at 10. You know, let me text Steven. I'm sure we can get someone else to kick it off. You know, maybe I could start dialing. If you know, I'm getting pretty good. If I could start, maybe I don't need to invest as much. Maybe I don't need to. When we start negotiating with the price, we push success away. We push it away. It's a conscious choice to push it away once we start negotiating. That's these shortcut people. They're always trying to come up with a shortcut. God love them, but they're never going to get anything worthwhile done. Negotiating with the price of success is one of the biggest determinants in failures. It's one of the number one commonalities with failures, with people that fail. They start negotiating the price of success. Let me tell you something. In anything that matters, the price is heavy. The price is high. You want a great marriage, be prepared for a fight. It's going to be a heavy price that you'll need to pay. It's going to be sleepless nights. It's going to be not doing exactly what you want to do when you want to do it. It's going to be a hefty price, but it's going to be worth it more than you can possibly imagine. Same thing in business, same thing in anything worth doing. All the good stuff is uphill. If you want to win, you've got to commit to paying the whole price. Don't negotiate. Because let me tell you something, any victory worth having at a discount price, is that really a victory you'd want? I know for me, mine, that's not a victory I want. I want to win big in the stuff that matters. Guys, Holly and I love you. We are so fired up with what we see going on, just seeing the numbers coming in, just seeing what people are doing. And the crazy part is what we see isn't all of it. There's so much of it that we don't see simply because the carriers don't submit EAP numbers very well. It just moves too fast for them. They don't have a good way of measuring. That's why I'm always saying, send us your production reports. I want to see what you're doing. It's crazy. We're so proud of this team, guys. The future is so bright. We want you to win big. We want you to go partner. We love you. We're here to help any way we can. Let's go out. Let's get it done, guys. Hammer down.